In. You may not realize a great miracle has occurred here today. We're on time. We're on schedule. So we have some good time for question and answer. If you would please, when you ask your question, identify yourself and direct your question to a particular member of the panel. Are there any questions? Everyone's eager to get to their coffee? Oh, yes.
Hello, my name is Saeed Hassan. I'm basically in pain. First of all, whether he got satisfaction from where he was, and secondly, whether he managed to affect other people who were around him, who were somehow lost and things like this, and what sort of effect that he had on those guys as well. If you can put something on.
If towards the end of the novel, Karim comes back from America, just to tell you the plot a little bit, and then things haven't changed that much, but something has moved inside him. I mean, he's happy that he's back to Britain, back to London, right? So the way I understand it, the 70s is over. That tumultuous time are over. Once you might be in your teens, in your 20s sometimes. When you are in your 30s, it's over. It's like the storm is over. Maybe nothing has happened, but you feel older, you feel more mature. You move to a later stage in your life when you look at things differently. So that's the same thing. But what the author actually wanted to do is just to depict, to go back in time and analyze the kind of ups and downs that these people went through. And it's very, very realistic, right? It's very realistic for first generation rather than for those who are born and who go to. And London itself has changed. London is not the same place it used to be in the 70s nowadays, right? So that's how I look at that, right? It's probably a personal view, but something has changed towards the end of the novel. They have come to accept reality, right? And I would say they laugh at the things that they used to do in the past. That's the kind. They just laugh at themselves. So that's the main idea of Hanif Kureishi himself. They just laugh at what they did at their past. Okay. Yeah. Hopefully, I've answered your question.
Any other questions? Yes.
Kadim Rufati, student në Departamentin e Teologjisë. Falenderoj zonjën e cila kishte bërë përgatitjen e një studim që kishte bërë me njerëzit me aftësi të kufizuar. Pyetja ime lidhet me atë, a mendoni se shoqëria, shteti apo njerëzit që rrethojnë ato, a mendoni se arrin të respektojnë apo punojnë sa duhet me njerëzit me aftësi kufizuar? Duke ditur, si ne teologë që bëjmë studimet, duke ditur se Zoti thotë ndihmon njëri tjetrin. A mendoni se shteti ndihmon ato, e bën punën e tyre?
Faleminderit për pyetjen. Mendoj se është një pyetje edhe vendimtare, do thoja, pavarësisht se unë kam paraqit një program duke përpjek të bëj më të mirën për këta persona që të sjell vërtet një shpresë që ata t'i thojnë vetes që ekzistojnë pavarësisht nga paaftësia që ata kanë, por mbase nuk dua të jem paragjikuese edhe shpeshherë të hedhim fajin se është shteti ai që nuk punon, sepse çdo gjë nis tek vetja dhe madje ekziston edhe një shprehje që thotë mund të njohim gjithë botën edhe nganjëherë vetëm nuk e njohim. Por kërkesat më të larta duhet i kemi te vetja dhe unë mund të them që tek kjo shoqat ku unë kam pas fatin të punoj dhe vazhdoj të punoj, punohet me përpikmërinë më të lartë, më thënë që është një staf drejtues që ka një eksperiencë shumë të madhe në shërbimet sociale dhe ku është futut edhe aspekti fetar, më thënë sepse ne punojmë një pjesë dhe më vullnetar që janë seminarista që studiojnë për teologji dhe e di se për afërsisht se në çfarë konsiston teologjia, Por për sa i takon, do të thënë për sa i takon shtetit, do thoja se mbase mund të jenë vetëm në atë rangun që po provojnë ose po hartojnë disa nene, disa përkufizime, por qëndrimi pothuajse mbetet i njëjtë, do të thënë një nivel që të lë shumë për të dëshiruar.
Any others?
Trying to hog this conference, that's not my idea. But I'm really interested in all the presentation that everybody has made. And I'm really interested in the topic about the spirituality and obviously about the psychology and so on and so forth. So my next question really goes to the lady who was talking about the Islam and the psychology. And my main question is really that you seem to be saying that we need to teach the psychology with a lot of Islamic influence so that we can bring Quranic verses and the saying of the Prophet and so on and so forth. And I'm just wondering whether really we should start diluting psychology, which is a science which tells you about the human behavior and so on and so forth, with Islamic point of view, because they seem to be two separate things. And then if you start to do this one, then maybe if you're then teaching or trying to do the treatment to a person who is not of Islamic nature, I'm not sure how this will affect him and how this will affect the psychology, and I just wonder whether two should be separate. The psychology as a science subject should be teach as psychology, and Islamic studies and Islamic values should be something separate.
When I talked about Islamic psychology, I talked about psychologists who work with Muslim people. So I'm not talking about, because it's no, if a Muslim psychologist cannot work with Christian clients and talk about Quran, but if we take in consider the Muslim people that have a Muslim tradition, that's what I was talking about, not about all the world. I was just talking about Muslim populations.
Is there another question? I think this should be all you get.
Sorry about this. I just want a lady who did the research on this new psychology, Rose of the Hope. I don't understand any of it, to be honest with you. It was way above my head. It was really very latest stuff or something. I really didn't understand any of it. But what my question at the end of it, the 24 participants that you use as your study, did they come up with the feeling that they feel something, because your original statement said they feel lost, and the method that you used was really made them feel better, and that they can contribute, and they felt better at the end of the day and so forth.
Thank you for your question. I would say that in my association there are approximately 60 persons, orphan persons with disabilities. And the first thing, maybe you do not remember, I talked about ethical strength, that I have asked each of them, do you want to participate? And you can come the first day, the second day, and you are free anytime to go out of this course. And if you do not really feel to stay here with me, with your friends, with your educators, you are free to make something else. And at the end, there have been 24 of them. Yes. And they really participated. Because at the end, when we closed the course, all they said, with this course, go on, and this was one of the most indicators, maybe one of the most evaluated, that I used 3 techniques to provide an clinical evaluation, and at the end, all asked to me, with this course, go on, and so this gave me all the reason to believe that they have liked, and that this really has helped to them. And I follow them every day, and for this I said, they are in a post-fellow period study. Thank you.
I think we have time for perhaps one more. Go ahead.
Oh, yes.
How do you use this book, considering also your background? How do you use this book with students? The book that you taught them? Have you done it in your literature hour?
I mean, that's the. After answering your question, I forgot your name. Said, Mr. Said. You know how it works actually, but sometimes you want to preserve something in art, in literature. Could be a painting, could be a piece of music, could be even a novel. So that's the kind of novel that really preserves, of course in a very funny way, but right, 1970s, the West London, right? I haven't had the chance to teach this because I haven't, but hopefully sometimes in the future, why not? If what I will be teaching will be related with 1960s and 70s. So that's the kind of novel that would, to a great extent, illustrate 1970s. Of course, there are other novels that depict this particular era, but that's one of them, in my opinion.
I think to respect the miracle that has taken place here, we should stop on time as well. But first, join me in thanking our very erudite panel. Coffee is waiting.